What's up, guys? We're back with another video, and this is DK-Rocks. Back with this video of the Craic, which they like to call heavy medieval rock, and they absolutely did rock the house.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, we saw them up at the Renaissance Festival in North Carolina, and wow, it was amazing. So we got backstage access, right, Dave?
Backstage access to the band and everything. We sat down and we talked to them for at least, what, 15 minutes or so?
Mm-hmm.
And we got to learn a lot about them, as who they are, and also how they come together as a band. So it's going to be great content for you guys. You guys are going to love it.
Yeah, special shout out to Neto. I mean, what an amazing backstory, how he joined this band and brought such an amazing energy. You'll see that during the show as well. So hope you enjoy it. Here it comes, the Craic.
This is DK-Rocks, and we have a special backstage pass with the band Craic.
Yeah.
We're here at the North Carolina Renaissance Festival, and so we just wanted to get to know the band and everything. So let's start off by let's see who you guys are.
All right.
Tanya Orion. Yep.
Oh, Daniel Orion.
Neto Batera.
And Morgan McCall.
Awesome.
All right.
So how many years you guys been doing this here at the Renaissance?
Well, you see, Tanya and myself, her people are Viking. They're Vikinging, and they decided to come to Ireland. And well, she was part of the invasion. And so she invaded my island. I fell in love with her, and we started the band about 11 years ago. 11 years ago now. Yes, fantastic.
So, what about you guys? What's your story? What's your background?
Alright, well, I've been a Celt for a long time. Friends with them for about a decade.
Yeah. Actually, I was just telling you guys the story about how we wanted him in our band for many years.
Right, yes.
And it was our first year at Pittsburgh, right?
Right.
Our first year at Pittsburgh, he started coming to our shows, and then every year subsequently, we kept getting more and more whistles and more instruments, so we kept bringing him on stage. He was like a guest every year. And then about 2 years ago, a slot opened up, and now he's in the band.
You can make it right on by. Just be quick about it. Never mind the bird guy.
There he is, Birdman.
Birdman.
Well, I'm from Brazil.
Right.
This is my first time in America, in the Renaissance Festival. It's great new for me.
Well, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Definitely.
I played drums in Brazil for 15 years. This is my new journey now in the band. Daniel saved my life. I fight Daniel in Facebook.
Once again.
Oh, of course. But I fight Daniel first.
I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. He calls me diva. And the best, because in Brazil, to be a diva is not a negative thing.
That's good.
So I was like, wait, no, I'm not a diva. And he's like, no, it's good. I'm like, okay.
I see Tony on the stage and say, she's diva right now.
And I thought that was the greatest compliment. Yes.
All right. Yeah.
It's good times here. It's very excited.
So you play drums.
Yes.
And you sing.
Yep.
And everything.
Yep.
So how far back does your musical talent go?
Oh, actually, and I play harmonium in the band as well, which is the
Okay.
hand pump organ.
Okay.
So yeah, but actually, I started drumming when we started the band. So I'm a vocalist first, and then later when we started the band, he said he always saw me when I was singing. I was always like tapping, and he said, "Oh, you've got rhythm," and I was like, "Really?" And he's starting a pipe and drum band. We didn't sing when we first started.
Okay.
We had no vocal songs. So I was like, well, what am I going to do? He's like, you're going to beat the big bass drum. And I was like, okay. So all I knew is he had hope and confidence in me. And then, you know, come to find out, it isn't easy to be a bass drummer. And I came to it very naturally. And then when we had to add another bass drummer, I found out, oh wait, not everybody can drum.
Wow.
Who knew? I actually can drum.
Yeah.
So yeah. 11 years later, I'm actually pretty decent bass drummer. Now he does the fancy stuff, of course. But yeah, no, so we keep the heartbeat and yeah, still, of course, I'm doing my vocals and everything and harmonium now. But yeah, that's how I started doing drums 11 years ago. Who knew?
Who knew? Okay, so what got you into whistles? And
When I was about
bagpipes.
15, my little sister bought me one.
Okay.
And I was the last person you'd have bought an instrument for, and I have no idea why she did it. I asked her a couple years ago, she doesn't remember why she even bought this for me, and then I got to actually play that at her wedding, and it just kind of completely changed my life.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go.
Very cool.
Sorry, a few years later, here you are. That's awesome. Okay, so what got you into drumming?
Oh, it's a long time ago. My father bought me the drums.
Okay.
But that's terrible for my neighborhoods.
Oh,
The first time in my Nirvana is my favorite band. I watching Dave grow and video clip. See, this is my job. Finally, this is my first year and full-time musician. I worked for a long time, but this is my first time in full-time musician. I'm very, very excited. It's my best year for years. I'm definitely.
Nice.
Yeah. So what I like about also being a fan, you know, I was in a band a long time ago and stuff, but being a fan, sitting out in the audience, I got to hear what everybody was saying and stuff like that, right? And everybody's saying your guys' energy is amazing, right? Yeah. And especially yours. Because you're just getting it, you know?
I'm a very lucky guy because I find the band with the same energy with me.
Yeah.
It's like the first time I have a dinner for Dave and Tony, I say, this is my people. You know,
There you
Yes.
go.
good people.
Yeah,
Say, this is
yeah.
a collection. It's first time. It's really good. In the stage, you have a chemistry and more than two. It's the first
And
rehearsal.
Morgan too.
I find the first rehearsal with Morgan and Texas, I think this guy is great too. It's
Yeah, of course.
it's perfect for me.
Yeah, it seems like you guys mesh really well.
Yeah.
Yep.
We quick story is we were out of drummers. I mean, like Tanya had mostly switched over to harmonium and vocals,
Yep.
and she wasn't drumming quite as much.
Yeah.
Last year we had 2 other drummers, so we actually had 3 drummers at one time. But we lost one because he had been with the band for 6 years, wanted to do something else for a while, and we're like, oh, you know, have a great time, have a blast, go do it. And then after that, well, we were like, okay, we're down one drummer. And then the other drummer had carpal tunnel so bad that he had nerve damage all the way up to his elbow.
Oh, wow.
He couldn't hold a drumstick anymore. So we kind of broke it, and it was horrible. It's good to know that about a year later, he's back drumming a little more simple drumming.
Do it like Debout like this.
Debout like
Yeah,
this,
like
you know,
that.
and so it's a little bit more, it's a little bit
Not as
easier
much
on
as,
your
like, the
wrist.
big- yeah.
But we were down 2 drummers, and with Tanya on harmonium and vocals, it was very difficult. So we actually had to cancel a gig. We were wondering where we were going to get a drummer from. So we took out an ad. We were living near Austin, Texas.
Yes.
We took out an ad in Austin and we said, drummer wanted, full-time touring band, you know, good attitude.
It
I
was
don't
on
remember.
social media. This it wasn't like the old days where you had to like scribe it on a scroll and then fly it.
Exactly. Carrier pigeon.
It was on the book of
Social
faces. Book of faces.
Right, and so so we put this out there and nobody answered until he answered.
Actually,
And
he was
so-
the first person answered, and then go ahead.
So we wanted to make sure we're like, okay, well we've had the two of us have had several musicians in the 11 years this band's been together.
yeah.
Several musicians come and go. And so we wanted to make sure that we had good chemistry. So we had dinner with them first.
Yep.
No rehearsal,
Yep.
dinner.
Tacos.
Texas tacos.
When you're in Texas, you gotta have tacos.
Yeah, they're very good.
And so we went out to dinner. Immediately good chemistry. We had a blast together, and we're like, okay, let's do a rehearsal.
Yep.
And so we went together, and we did the rehearsal. Everything went great, and but it was just so funny because we're.
Well, what was even funnier is he auditioned, and we had the rehearsal, and me and Daniel looked at each other, kind of, we both knew this is the guy. But Neto at the time, his English was really not as good as it is now. It's fantastic now.
Oh, thank you.
So we offered him the job. He didn't know that we'd offered him the job.
Oh, wow.
Like right away. He's like, so then later he's like, what the?
Yeah,
we were like,
so
you're
I
hired.
got
I
it?
think we were joking about it. We were like, you're hired. And he was like, oh, yeah, okay, great. So he was just like kind of asking us. We didn't know he'd gotten hired. He didn't know what that meant.
Oh,
I'm
then
so
later,
nervous about this.
Later, he was like, wait a minute. I'm in the band? Well, yeah, you're hired. So it was really great. It was a little delayed, so we kept talking about plans, and he didn't understand that he was hired yet. So that was really cool.
And he came to America, gave up his job, gave up his apartment, he sold his car to come to America to play music for a living, to follow his dream. And then his band fell through.
That was because he was supposed to play with us.
I know.
There you go.
Attraction.
He was
Law of attraction, universal.
He was about to go home.
Yep.
Wow.
When he got our ad,
He saw the ad.
for musicians.
It's my last day at Fight Danny, my last day. I buy tickets for Brazil, go back to Brazil.
Yeah.
I say, I don't have opportunities here. I think
Yeah.
Brazil.
Yeah, he had to spend thousands of dollars on a work visa to get here and everything. So when that didn't fall through, but then we snagged it. Yes.
It was definitely a serendipitous.
Meant to be.
Definitely worked
Meant
out.
to be.
Okay.
I love this story.
Yeah.
It's a great story, and like we said earlier, we wanted Morgan in the band for years, and
Yes.
finally we got him.
Yep. We had
Persistence
an
paid off.
opening came up, and Daniel was like, we don't need a violinist, we need a whistler.
Yeah, we need a
and
whistle player.
secondly, another bagpipe again.
Yeah.
Yep.
So last but not least, we have the growl of the band. There you go.
Yep. As illustrated.
So tell us a little bit about your background, like where how you started and
So you want the actual story?
actual story.
All right, I'm from California.
Me too.
Blew the whole
He
thing.
is too.
Awesome. Well, I grew up in Southern California.
Yep, me
Orange
too.
County.
All right.
Went to Mission Viejo High School, and started playing music in high school. A little bit of guitar, a little bit of bass. Wanted to be in a band really bad, and then but it took a little bit after. So I was really in my early 20s when the music started to really kick in. Started playing great music. Formed a couple of bands here and there, just a little bit of stuff. Never really made anything of it. Years and years went by, and it was like 1999 or 2000. I went to Germany, of all places, and saw a Dudelsack, a medieval German bagpipe, super different from the Highland pipes of Scotland. I saw them playing one, and it hit me like nothing else has ever hit me before. Met the piper. He just started making bagpipes, so I ordered a set, started playing with them, and by 2003 I had a 4-piece band, was performing at SCA events and Renaissance fairs in Portland, Oregon and Seattle, Washington. Then graduated college, went over to Florida, got into Florida, started doing the same thing all over again. But then I met Tanya, and then the two of us were like, well, let's form a new band. And we put together a brand new band, a 4-piece band, which then became the Craic Show. 11 years later, we've gone through tons of different musicians, and now we've got this lineup, and this lineup is so good. I could not be happy.
Like I said
That's it in
earlier,
short.
you guys mesh very well together.
Dream team.
I'm glad.
So what's behind the name And the spelling. I got to
Yes,
add
all right.
yes.
Craic is spelled C-R-A-I-C. As you can see, they're cheering our name in the background.
Yeah.
They want more. It's an encore.
We're taking time to tell them about this.
Indeed. So, craic is an Irish word, it's a Gaelic word, and it means to have fun, to tell a good story, to it's what you did last night. It's what you do at the Renaissance Fair. When you're having the craic, you're having the best time of your life. So if you go to the pub and then the next morning your friends are with you and your friends will say, how was the craic? And you can say, the craic was 90, which means the craic was the best. Or you can say, the craic was all right, which was like, well, it was pretty good. Yeah. So you say the craic was, and then you just add your whatever you want after that. You know? So that's why we named the band the Craic, because we're having a good time.
Yeah.
And we want everybody else to have a good time.
And it is an actual Gaelic word, and they do use it in Ireland to this day.
They do.
It's not just make it up. Like everything else we do.
Well, I can actually say that Craic was great tonight.
Woo!
And yesterday that we came and see you guys. So, so how can the fans out there, how can they reach you guys?
TheCraicshow.com.
Craicshow.com.
The Craic Show on any social media. And once again, it's spelled C-R-A-I-C. The Craic Show. And, now there are a couple of other bands out there. One is called Craic. That's not us. And there's a duo called The Craic. That's also not us. But if you type in The Craic Show, you'll get us every time.
All right.
So I'm sure you guys got a Facebook page or Patreon.
All the social media. We started a Patreon, but we never followed through.
Yeah, don't look for us on Patreon.
I drink a lot, you know.
But thecraicshow.com is our website, or orionentertainment.com is also our website. Yeah. All things Craic.
I'm Dave. That's Kevin.
Kevin.
K-E-V-Y. It's the only Kevin I know.
Wow, with a Y.
Oh.
Original.
It's great meeting you guys. We appreciate your time and wish you all the best.
All right, so this is what we do. We say, may the Craic be with you, and then you say, and also with you. And now this is our symbol. It's a little tiny two-drone bagpipe that goes on your shoulder, like, you get what I mean?
Yep.
Okay, so we say, may the Craic be with you, and you repeat with, and also with you. All right, let's do it together. Ready? May the Craic be with you,
And also with you.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
What's up, guys? Hope you enjoyed the video of the Craic. Pretty kick-ass show, and I think a great interview.
Yeah, those guys put on a hell of a show. It was funny, it's entertaining, and high energy.
Yeah, totally. Very interactive with the crowd, and just real fun to get into.
Yeah.
And cool music.
Yeah,
Definitely.
well, I mean, you're already at a Renaissance Festival, right? So you're sitting there with your turkey leg and everything. So it's the ambiance of the experience, right? So yeah, definitely check those guys out. They're going to be touring around. They travel 10 months out of the year.
Yep.
Throughout all of the circuit for the Renaissance Festival. So definitely worth a watch, for those guys. So.
Absolutely. We'll be looking for them again next time they come through.
Yeah,
so can't wait to see them again, and we really appreciate the opportunity to interview those guys and hear all their good stories.
Yep.
So stay tuned for more videos, guys, and if you appreciate the content, we help you supporting the channel by like and subscribe.
Yep. And special thanks to Sage Wolf Records for putting all this on.
Yep. And that is it. So we're signing out. This is
DK
Rocks.